Cześć, tutaj Moni, witam. Welcome to Learn Polish with Advanced Lesson number 17. And today we are going to talk about zawody, professions. Zawody. Word zawody, professions, is plural. One profession in Polish, the word below here, zawód. Zawód, that's the word that describes one profession, a profession, zawód. So zawody, professions, zawód, a profession. And the reason for it is quite exciting, really. I'm going to introduce you to the instrumental case very, very soon. And we need professions to work with instrumental case, as this is the best way to demonstrate the instrumental case, in my opinion. So let's talk about professions. We've got three groups when it comes to professions. I teach my students, giving them three groups. It's less confusing then. The first group are the professions which have the same form for him or her. So one word for both. Okay, this is the group, hence this little cute icon there. One word for both, him or her. Second group over here, larger group, would be professions which have a different form for male and female. So for him or her, different forms. Like so, like here, we've got lekarz, a doctor, male doctor, and lekarka, female doctor. And the third group belongs to some troublesome professions, which are pain in the neck, but I will talk about this last group at the end of this lesson. And I promise you that I will go through everything in a great detail for you, so you're not confused. So let's start with the group in which we have a different form for him and her. Let's take the word lekarz, lekarz, spelled RZ at the very end, but we pronounce this as sz, lekarz, lekarz, right? And in order to create a form that would describe a female doing that particular profession, what we need to do with words ending RZ is to drop the Z and add K. That's all we need to do, and we're going to do it with other professions as well. So when you see a profession ending RZ, drop the Z, add K, and you have the form for her, basically. So lekarz, lekarz, but then lekarka, lekarka. So make sure you're not dropping the RZ altogether, okay? Just the Z, and then pronounce, you have to pronounce the R there, okay? So make sure you're not dropping it. Lekarka, lekarka, lekarz, lekarka, okay? So a doctor, he, a doctor, she, lekarka. So once more, lekarz, lekarka. So let's do exactly the same with the second word. That word, as you can see, ends with RZ, so we already know it's going to describe some kind of male profession. Not male profession, but a profession that is done by a male. So that's a better explanation. So pielęgniarz, pielęgniarz. Once more, pielęgniarz is a nurse, male nurse. So think about what to do in order to create now a word form that would be for her, nurse, who is a female. Pielęgniarka. Yeah? Pielęgniarka. That's all you need to do. replace the Z with K. That's why I highlighted, the Z is highlighted for you. Pielęgniarka. And I deliberately decided not to put the word pielęgniarka here, so you would have to work it out with me during the lesson. So pielęgniarka. Pielęgniarka. So let's do doctor, he, doctor, she, nurse, he, nurse, she. Okay? Lekarz, lekarka, pielęgniarz, and now pielęgniarka. Let's go straight away to this profession, and that's a reporter. Reporter, you know that we're talking about a male here because we've got RZ. So as we've got a female icon here, let's create that profession. So first the word for him, dziennikarz, dziennikarz. DZIE, you already know that beginning, it's as in dzień dobry, isn't it? Dzień dobry. So it's dziennikarz, double N, dziennikarz, and then her would be dziennikarka, right? Once again, dziennikarka, dziennikarka, right? So dziennikarz, dziennikarka. That's right. When we deal with a profession that ends with a consonant, all we have to do is just add K if it's not RZ, right? So this is what we did here in this example. Nauczyciel, teacher, he. Nauczycielka, teacher, she. So nauczyciel, once again, nauczyciel and nauczycielka. Nauczycielka. Okay? And the same will follow when it comes to professions like businessman, businessman, ends with a consonant N, student, ends with T, student, right? Actor, ends with R. So let's create professions that would describe women doing that particular job. Businessman, now add K, and that's all you need to do. Businessmenka, just the accent would shift because we tend to accent, not all words, but almost all words are accented on the next to the last syllable. So businessman, but then if you add another syllable, K, then you need to shift the accent. Businessmenka, right, to make it next to the last. Businessman, businessmenka. How about this one then? Student. Make sure you're not pronouncing it as student. It's not stew, but student. And her would be studentka. Studentka. Well, that's a female student now. Okay. How about actor and actress? Aktor, aktorka. Aktor, aktorka. Now, tricky of me here, I put two professions with female form for female, right? As you can see, K, endings K. So figure out what would be the male form. Take away K and you've got the answer. So this profession describes a model. Modelka. He would be model. Now the policewoman, policjantka. Take away K and you've got a male. Policjant. Policjant. Right? So once more, model, modelka, policjant, policjantka. Superb. So let's go to the group now that has one word for both him or her. One form. All you need to do in this group is just to remember which professions we're talking about, right? These professions ending with a K letter are quite common that they would describe. It's quite common that they would describe both him and her. So polityk, muzyk, so politician, polityk, polityk. So you wouldn't say polityka for her, right? Polityk, polityk, Theresa May, right? Notice that I'm just using this word to describe a woman. Polityk, Theresa May. Po polsku Teresa, right? Polityk, Theresa May. Polityk, Theresa May. Muzyk, musician, muzyk, muzyk, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, muzyk. Michael Jackson, muzyk, right? Next word, inżynier, inżynier, an engineer. Inżynier, Engineer Jones. Engineer Monica Evans, right? Inżynier. Next word, rolnik, farmer. Rolnik. Again, you wouldn't just add a, right, to make that a female profession. Just leave it be, all right? So, rolnik, rolnik. I almost said rolnik a second ago. Confused. Okay, rolnik, rolnik. Aneta Jones, rolnik. Now, president, president. So whether we're talking about President Obama or President Biden, and then let me make up a name, President. I actually remember Zuzana Čaputová is a president of Slovakia, so President Čaputová, President Čaputová, right? And the last word, architect, 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 exactly the same. You would just use the surname, for instance. Now the third group is interesting. Do you remember a lesson when we had masculine nouns, right? And one of the noun was tata. That was a tricky noun, a dad, right? You may remember tata, ending a but being masculine. So there are certain nouns, certain professions. I actually may have mentioned that there will be some professions that will end with a, and they won't describe female but male. So again, what you need to do here is to remember them. Poeta, poeta, think about them as exceptions simply. The same as tata, exception, right? The word is masculine, but kind of disguises itself as feminine. So it's exactly the same with poeta, a poet, poeta, dentista, a dentist, artista, an artist. It's not the full list, neither is this one, but it's a good beginning to start with. Okay, it's good beginning. I don't want to overwhelm you with the full list of exceptions. You will learn these words, learn them all step by step. So just now, today, accept that these three words, poeta, dentista, artista, describe male professions, although they end with a. So they are tricky, troublesome. These are those pain in the neck ones, okay? So what do we do, you may ask, in order to describe a woman that is doing this profession? So how about a woman who's a poet, woman dentist or artist? What do we do? Very good question. The answer is, well, we do ka ending. So all we need to do is to stick the k between t and a, right? So poetka, and we've got the ka, beautiful ka ending. Poetka, dentistka, and artistka, and that's all you do, right? So we can draw a conclusion that you have ka endings for this group, right? Of course, because this is the group that have a different form for him or her. In this group, you also have ka for female, but you've got a, which is quite tricky, for a male, right? So just the fact that the word ends with an a letter doesn't necessarily mean, in this case, that it's all female. Well, in this case, we've got 3 words that describe male, and ka makes it her, right? So ta, male, it's the same with ta, if you think about it. Poeta, but poetka. Dentista, but dentistka. And finally, artista, but artistka. That's right. Now, we need those professions in order to make statements like I am a doctor, I am a reporter, I'm a student, I'm a musician, she's a musician, she's an actor, an actress, or an actor as well. He's a policeman, and so on and so forth. And for that, we will need an instrumental case, and I will explain in great detail tomorrow on the next lesson why we need to do that. Your task is to learn those professions. If you want, you can learn them by heart. It will be a great task to do, great thing to do, simply because you enhancing your vocabulary, you're remembering words, great thing. So if you can, do that. And next lesson, we're starting on the instrumental case. Dziękuję. Thank you so much for today. I hope you understand the lesson. If you don't, if there's something I haven't explained well enough, clearly enough, please let me know. And I promise I'll get back to you. Dziękuję and have a nice evening. Bye.